Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode. Oh, what are we up to? Episode. I'm gonna say it's episode 29. Am I right? Let's have a look. Are you guys getting sick of this? Me not knowing what episode it's up to because I can't. Oh, 29. Fucking correct. Man, I'm really sorry about how episode 27 has disappeared. Podbean, the service that I'm using, is fucking terrible. If anybody listening is thinking about starting up a new podcast, do not use Podbean. That reminds me. I'm going to be taking this podcast off Podbean. So if you listen using iTunes, if you're subscribed there, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do anything. Don't worry about it. But if you listen on Android, there's only about 400 people who are subscribed to me on Podbean. You need to follow me on Omny app. OMNYAPP. You need to move from Podbean to Omny app or you will not hear any more episodes because after I drop this episode will be the last one on Podbean and then I'm moving my entire podcast over to Omny app because I've heard they're much better. Podbean fucking sucks. And then you won't have to deal with the fucking Podbean app. So there's the Omny app have their own app. I think they even have facilities for me to create my own app. I don't know. I'm going to have to look further into it. But yeah, basically the main thing is if you are an Android user and you're subscribed on Podbean, you're going to, if you want to listen to this podcast, you're going to have to change it. Otherwise you won't get any more episodes delivered to you. If you listen on Android and you don't give a fuck about me, well, don't do anything because I will no longer be delivered to your phone. This podcast is going to be a bit of an updatey one. A lot of things to talk about from last week, really. What do we have here? Let me have a look. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. I've been sick all this week. I haven't made it to gym at all this week. I'm fucking shitty. But you know what? I've always had the philosophy of if you're sick, even if you're a little bit sick, just don't go to gym because it's only going to make you worse. You know, so many times I've been like, oh, I've got a little bit of a cold, and then I'm like, fuck it, fuck a cold. I'll go to the gym anyway, no excuses. And then I go to the gym, I come home, and I wake up the next morning, and I'm just 10 times worse, and I physically can't go to gym. So I'm always of the philosophy of if you're sick, like, you know, not headache sick, like if you're cold sick or flu sick, and you could go to gym, it's probably better just to skip a session until you're completely well, because I don't know. A lot of the time when you go to gym when you're a little bit sick, it just makes you worse. You miss out on more gym. You can't eat. You lose more, you know? That's what I'm saying. So I haven't been to gym at all this week, but it's for a good reason. So, and I've stayed eating. So, you know, I'm not too happy. I mean, I'm not too disappointed with it, but, you know, fucking whatever, you know? You can call me skinny cunt if you like on my Instagram. Who cares? I'll be fucking bigger than you or smaller than you, depending on what scale you're trying to, you know, if you're a big fat cunt, I don't want to be that big, but if you're a little skinny cunt, I don't want to be that small. So, you know, how about we all just turn this into a little fitness thing, hey? You guys can all go to gym, you know, lose that couple of pounds, lose that fucking gut that you want to get rid of, or, you know, get some muscles that you want, or if you're a lady, you're listening, you want to get rid of some cellulite, so you got a good bum again, get that little thigh gap going. What would a male thigh gap look like? It'd be like a gap and then a nutsack. A guy gap. You know what it'd look like? It'd look like a fucking gooch. That's So yeah, if you're a lady and you want to get that thigh gap so you can take that fucking stupid mirror photo so everyone can see the space between the top of your thighs and your asshole. They can see through that into another dimension. That's important to women. Go for it. I know I'm trashing thigh gaps, but you know what? They fucking look good. I don't mind a thigh gap. So anyway, let's all go to gym. We'll be this fucking sexiest podcast unit ever. All right. I'm going to talk about my diet next week. I've said this a lot, but I just haven't had. To be honest, I don't have an excuse. I've been too fucking lazy to write down what I'm actually eating. To explain to you guys. So if anybody wants to put on weight, tune in next week and I will tell you what I'm eating and what really works for me. How good was my sound in this week's Lou Review? How fucking crisp does it sound? I finally got a wireless lapel mic. Thanks to the beautiful motherfuckers on Patreon for supporting me. It's an expensive fucking microphone. It's a Rode Link Video Mic Pro is what it's called, and I've wanted it for ages. It was recommended to me by H3 Productions. Ethan from there recommended that I use that because that's what they use. Actually, they use an even more expensive one, but they used to use the Rode Link. And he said it was really good, so I tried it, and it's just fucking perfect. And straight out of the box, Rode is great for sound. I used to use a Rode shotgun mic, and that was really good in my other room, but in where I'm filming now, it's really echoey and doesn't work. But I still use the shotgun mic when I'm filming outside because it's perfect. And they're Australian too, so it's cool to support an Australian company. It's kind of strange for an Australian company to be on top in an industry like film. Do you know what I mean? That's a very American thing, but these guys are just the king of amateur sound. They even have a podcast microphone that I almost got, but I'm using this one. It's probably better. Theirs. So yeah, shout out to Rode for that microphone. They didn't hook me up with it. I had to pay for it. And I could pay for it because of Patreon. So thank you very much with Patreon. And you know what? It's a little bit of evidence that Patreon, I'm not just blowing it on crack, you know? There's a whole bunch of YouTubers out there that they got Patreons, but they're not fucking using the money to put back into their enterprise, are they? They're just blowing it on drugs and hookers, or just, oh wow, an extra $600 a month. I could use this to make my lighting better, or I could keep using the gay webcam and jump cuts, and I could spend this money on fucking shoes. That's what they're doing. And then I'll make a shoe unboxing video that'll get me more money to buy more shoes, and then fucking 2 years later, when no one gives a fuck about it, a 25-year-old dude opening a box of shoes, I might just kill myself. That's what's going to happen to all the YouTubers out there that waste their money on Patreon. Waste their Patreon money. All right, what did I ask for this podcast? I asked for, I regret last week, right, when I was talking about all the sex stuff, I regret, somehow foot fetishes came up, and I asked, and I don't understand foot fetishes, right, because I'll never judge somebody for having a fetish, right? You like what you like, as long as it's consensual, whatever. Because everybody likes a fucked up thing, okay? But I don't understand foot fetishes, because when I look at a foot is just a foot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't get aroused by a foot. What I was saying is, I've never seen a good foot. I've only seen ugly ones. It's either you have an ugly, diseased, fucked up foot, or it's just a foot. There's no like, oh, this foot is better than that foot. It's just a foot. Even the fucking word foot, that's an average word. It's not a foot. There's no synonym for foot. There's like good, or you could say beautiful, and that's a better way to say good. But there's no better way to say foot, is there? So, and it's the same thing in my head anyway, for when I look at a foot. I've never seen a foot that I liked. So I asked, and I regret doing this, I asked you guys to tell me if anybody out there had a foot fetish, what does a good foot look like? And I got a whole bunch of creepy emails. Actually, you know what? I don't want to bag you guys. I'm sure you already get bagged enough. It was only creepy because it was another dude telling me what he finds sexually arousing, which I've never experienced before. So I think it was, I didn't feel weirded out because it was a foot fetish. I think I felt weirded out because a dude was confiding in me his sexual private feelings. But basically, the consensus of a good foot, right? This is what a sexy foot is. They need to be smooth and clean. Of course it needs to be clean. Right? Like, I suppose there are people who like getting shit on. That's not very clean, is it? So the foot needs to be smooth, clean, have no hair, and clipped nails. But even then, that's so generic. Like, I can clean my foot and have no hair on it and clip my nails. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like saying if a girl gets a haircut, she goes from a 2 out of 10 to an 11. Basically, what I'm getting at is, it's the opposite of the Hobbit's foot. That's a good foot, which is just like every foot. I still don't understand it. I don't think I'm ever going to understand it. Please don't send me any more explanations of what a good foot is, because I don't want to read it. It made me feel uncomfortable, okay? I'm not judging you for your foot thing, right? You can have your foot jobs over in your corner, and I'm going to stay here with my regular looking at a girl's ass and going, that's nice. We can agree to just leave each other alone, all right? Also, I had a lot of people angry in my Lou review about my comments on ayahuasca, the drug, which is just the craziest thing. It's a hallucinogenic drug, ayahuasca. Basically, in my video, I very on purposely described it arrogantly, ignorantly, and belligerently, which is my favorite thing to do when you're dealing with something as contentious as hallucinogenics or marijuana. What's another one? Religion or atheism. You know what? Atheism is even funnier to take the piss out of nowadays, because the religious people, we've had enough, right? And I yes, I did just say we. I'm religious. You know what? Here's the thing with religion. This is my kind of feeling of it. I identify the most with the Western Christian religion. That was built, but I understand that was built for me, and the world that I live in was built around that. So of course, I identify with that the most. I don't think that mine's the most correct. I don't think that you should die if you're a Muslim or you wear a thing over your head and you do really good makeup, or if you believe in that elephant with 11 arms and 10 dicks, okay? I identify with the Christian one the most. But I realized that if I was raised, say, in India, I would identify with the Sikh or whatever the fuck they have over there, because their society was built around that. Here's my theory, right? I did a lot of. I was not raised religious. My dad was raised very, very religious, and then he fell out of it. My mum is not religious at all, so they never took me to church. I think they made the decision to expose me to many religions and let me pick my own way, choose my own path, whether it be, Christian, Muslim, or atheist, whatever the fuck they want, as long as I wasn't gay. Is basically the whole deal. But here's my thing, okay? Jesus was definitely real. Muhammad was definitely real. All the research I've done on them, I've found these things to be true. Like, there is evidence of Jesus being an actual human. Whether or not he was a god, everyone's, obviously up in the air about. He's not, he is, that kind of thing. But he was almost certainly an actual guy. And he did a lot of stuff, and he influenced many people to agree with him. The miracles and stuff, people can't decide on whether or not he did it, okay? So he's definitely a dude. This is what I think. I think that a lot of the religions are so similar for a reason, and it's almost part of the humans conditioning to believe in a higher power. Now, I think that I believe in evolution and all the science shit that we come up with and we figure out. The more we understand the world, as long as there's evidence for it, I'm like, yeah, that's true, because it makes sense. You guys do the research, you're smarter than me. Makes sense, right? But I just can't wrap my head around all of this coming from nothing. This perfect fucking coincidence of human life and evolution, and this animal survives because it eats that animal, and that animal survives because this plant exists. It's too perfect for me to conceive that it wasn't designed by some all-knowing, almighty power. And I know all you guys are going to go, well, who created the power? I don't know. Himself? An even higher power? Right? So I think that there is some kind of designer god dude, and I identify with the Christian religion the most. And I believe that as long as you're a good fucking dude, you're going to go to the good place. And if I am wrong, and there's no afterlife, well then fuck it. I was a good dude, and I'm going to go in the ground with a whole bunch of people who are still on the earth that have good feelings about me and the good things that I did for them. And that's what I think that religion should be in its highest form is, I believe in these things, and I believe that these things are true, And it's okay that you think I'm wrong, or it's okay you believe different things, or it's okay you believe slightly different things. I'm not going to murder you. I'm just going to let you be. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to read my fucking book. You can read your fucking book. And you can be a douche in your atheist t-shirt, wanking off the Richard Dawkins YouTube videos where he shuts down crazy religious people. And we can all live in harmony. So yeah, I am religious. I believe in a higher power. And I think that the Christian religion makes the most sense to me. But that doesn't mean that anybody else is wrong. You know, because I could be wrong. There's so many fucking religions out there that don't even exist anymore. There could be one true religion, the first ever religion that we ever came up with. That could be the real one, and it's just disappeared. So is that God going to send everybody else to hell because we came up with our own fucking books? At the end of the day, as long as you're a good person, the higher power dude, he should go, you know what? You got it a little bit wrong, okay? You were calling me Allah. My fucking name was actually, Odin. So I'm going to let you into Valhalla anyway, because you were a good dude. You didn't kill any frost giants, but you know what, man? That's okay, because there's no way, because if let's say the Christian God's real, right? If you grow up in the Middle East and you're born into Muslim parents, how the fuck are you going to become Christian if you're never exposed to it? And then is the Christian God going to go, well, look, mate, I know that it was absolutely zero your fucking fault that you didn't become a Christian, but I'm sorry, you can't come into the gates, you're going to hell because you wore a hijab and you were nice to everybody instead of wearing a cross and being nice to everybody. And, if God really is like that, and he's like, look, if you're not a fucking Jew, if you're not circumcised, then you're going to burn forever. Well, then I don't really want to hang out with you, Mr. fucking militant Jewish God, man. Do you see what I'm getting at? And the same goes for if you're an atheist and you're like, look, it just doesn't make sense to me. I can't believe it. But you know what? I'm going to go by the philosophy of I wouldn't do things to people that I wouldn't like done to me. If you can't get into heaven with that kind of fucking philosophy and actions, then do you really want to be in there with a whole bunch of dudes who are only in there because they were right? Doesn't matter what they actually did on the planet. They just managed to be born into the right family that believes in the right book. Turns out it's the fucking Mormons or something. Do you really want to hang out with Mormons forever? And you just fucking talk about how Mormon you are? I don't know anything about Mormons. I just know that I wouldn't want to hang out with them. But yeah, that's my fucking philosophy on religion. I think there's a higher power, but I think that if they really are all knowing and they want you to just be good, then you can be good and you can believe whatever you want to believe, and you should be able to get into the gates of whatever the fuck it is. All right, so feel free to rant about me in the comment section about how science thinks I'm an idiot, or your God will kill my God, or there is no God and life is pointless and nihilism and all that shit. And we can all have a shit fight in the comment section, and then none of us will get into heaven because we all killed each other. How about we do that, huh? Oh, fuck, I found a free tea sample in my pocket. Zing tea. Fuck, it smells good. Anyway, what was it? Okay, let's get off that, right? Today, or this week, I went to the barber. Man, I fucking love going to the barber. If you're a man, men need to know this, okay? Because we don't know this. I never knew this. Well, I kind of knew it because my mum's a hairdresser, right? But she always cut my hair, so I could. But I ended up with a good haircut, so I could always be the kind of guy who goes, "Oh, my mum cuts my hair," and I didn't look like a fucking spoon. Like someone put a bowl on my head and was just crossed their fingers. I hope it works, right? My mum knows how to cut hair, so I was raised with the knowledge that personal grooming for men exists and you're allowed to enjoy it. I was raised with that, but a lot of guys, if you care about how you look, you're a fucking fag. That kind of shit. Here's the thing, men, going to an expensive barber or a good barber is the fucking best thing. It's the best thing. It's one of my favorite things. right? I go to this barber. It's called King's Domain in South Yarra. If you saw my show, I spoke about going to the barber and good haircuts and the difference between a shit hairdresser and a good hairdresser. I spoke about that. It's one of my favorite jokes in my show. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to I don't know, maybe I'll film it and release it at some point. I don't want to ruin it. One sec, I need to put my charger on. All right, we're back. Okay, so, men, you need to know this. Going to a barber, a good fucking barber, is the best shit in the world. It's my favorite thing to do, right? I love it, man. I make an appointment. I know the guy who I like the best who works there, and I request him. I'm like, hey, man, I want you to cut my hair. And he goes, fuck yeah. I'm going to cut the fuck out of it. Well, he doesn't actually say that because that'd be really unprofessional. But I know that that's what he's thinking because he's a proper barber, right? I went in there the first time I went in there and I noticed he had a barber's cutthroat razor tattooed on his arm. That's the guy you want to cut your hair. Or that's the guy that you want to fix your car. The guy who has a fucking engine tattooed on his arm. Because that means I will only have this job because this is my calling on planet Earth. I have marked myself with it forever. That's what that means. Right? So as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yes, I like this cunt. Let's see how we go. Go in there and it's basically, you know what it is? It's a men's space. And we don't have that. There are so few places where men can just hang out with other men and do a manly thing and be men together without women coming in and just inserting themselves into that space. You know, with their fucking groups. Where they got women's breast cancer in men's AFL. It's like, can you fuck off for a second? We're trying to play footy. Why don't they have a testicular cancer or a prostate cancer fucking charity? Instead, we all got the pink ribbons. Like men are gonna, like as if men are gonna raise as much money as women would for fucking breast cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like, as humans, we care about things that we relate to. So women will help fix breast cancer more than men will. So fuck off, make your own sport, and you can put the pink wristbands on everybody and make $1 million and cure breast cancer. I'm not saying we shouldn't cure it, but I'm saying that can you just fuck off and let us enjoy ourselves for a couple of seconds? And who wants to, actually, I take that back. There should be no charity in sport. Fuck charity. There should be no charity. I understand ads, right? Because obviously, the AFL or soccer or whatever the fuck sport needs to make money somehow. But can we keep the sad stories out of sport? I was watching rugby and they had domestic violence ads on. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be reminded that exists. I just want to see big dudes beat the shit out of each other. I don't want to see big dudes beat the shit out of their wives. I don't know. Whole bunch of people probably fuming going, You think charity is bad? No, I don't think it's bad. I just think that can we just have a couple of minutes by ourselves, right? Without some fucking group coming in and going, you have to care about this tragedy because you do. Anyway, barber, it's a men's space. There's so few places where men can just hang out and be men without women. And I think that's really important. Women have theirs. They've got their women-only gyms. Women are really good at that. They have women should stand together. Women should always support women, which is a fucking retarded thing to say. I know a whole bunch of cunts that shouldn't be supported by other women. Murderers, rapists, all of them. Men can't get raped by women. Fuck you, all right? That women supporting should always support women bullshit is the same stuff that is this. It's the same thought process between fucking racism. White is right. White people stick together. Never relax around blacks. That's the same fucking thought process as stay with your own and hate anybody different. Women should always support women. How about we just fucking support the good people of your gender and you do the same. And that way we can weed out all the cunts. All right? That's a better fucking philosophy. What am I yelling about? That's right. Men's spaces. We don't have them. because we suck at talking about our feelings. We suck at talking about anything emotional. We suck about it. We suck at even admitting that we need men's spaces. Do you know what I mean? And people who complain about female-only gyms, oh, it's sexist. No, it's not. Let them have their fucking gym, and you don't go to it. Build your own men's-only gym. But the problem is, every time a man tries to build a space for himself, women come in and start going, it's fucking sexist. And that happens so often. Like those men's-only Facebook groups that I've seen in the news. I do understand that this one, most recent one, was pretty fucked because a whole bunch of dudes were making rape jokes and all of this stuff and talking about actually raping people. And it looked like they were serious. But I've seen so many other ones, maybe not the secret groups, right? The Facebook pages, like the men's rights pages that always get shut down by Facebook just because they're for men's rights. And I don't understand why men's rights are looked at as evil. I don't get it. Like, men's rights activists are made fun of. I get making fun of the ones that hate women. Obviously, we should get rid of them. If you hate a gender or a race or an orientation or whatever the fuck you hate, you probably shouldn't have a platform, right? But there are so many men's rights pages that I have followed that have been legitimately just about things like divorce law, circumcision, depression and suicide that men are really left in the dark about and are not as good at women as dealing with. And they've just got shut down because they're fucking men's rights, and they got this whole fucking reputation that if you fight for men's rights, you hate women. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Or feminism will fight for men's rights. Yeah, will they? In between fucking male tears and slut walk, they're going to go, oh, so in between perpetrating the wage gap myth, do you reckon we have time to help men stop shooting themselves? Kill all men? No. Yeah, fuck you, all right? I think that everybody should fight for their own rights. White people should fight for their own rights. Black people should fight for their own rights. Asians should fight for their own rights. And while we're doing that, in between doing that, when we have a bit of time, we should all help each other out. White people will be like, hey, I see you black guys need some help with whatever fuck issue you're dealing with. Like, you know, the violence between police. Let's work together and solve that because we hate that too. Do you know what I mean? We should stop all this fucking sectioning off. And if you fight for your own rights, that means you hate our rights. That's what that whole argument is. I don't know. Am I sounding like a fucking crazy cunt? Am I sounding like a men's rights activist? You see, even that. Oh, I bet you're a men's rights activist. So what if someone is? If someone's fighting for men's rights, we're not fucking. Sure, we do have a lot of the best things. I'm not going to deny that. We're fucking on top in most stuff. It's great. I'm a white, straight male. I have the best life ever. Not ever. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of black dudes that are living better than me. But I'm saying that if you start us all at 0, well, we don't all start at 0. That's what I'm saying, right? On a scale of 10, I start, if we're all trying to get to 10, I start at 3. Everybody else starts at 2, 1, or 0. That's what I'm saying. We got gay, black, transvestite, depressed people. They start at 0. Whereas white, straight men, we start at 3. Straight white women, they start at 2. Do you see what I'm getting? And we're all trying to get to 10. So I got an advantage. I understand that. But in other aspects, men have it tougher. Depression, suicide rates, dangerous jobs, homelessness. You know, there's a whole bunch of stuff where we're the worst off. And it's like, if you try and fight for those things and those things only, people are like, oh, you're a fucking evil person. That's like calling... It's like if you're a men's rights activist and you care about suicide and stuff, and everyone starts calling you a sexist and that you hate women, that's like going... That's like if you have a breast cancer charity, everyone starts going, oh, you hate men because you don't fight for prostate cancer. Nah, maybe they're just focusing on breast cancer, and if they fix that, when that's done, they'll start helping out with the prostate cancer. Do you see what I mean? If we fix the male suicide rates, maybe we could help women with the amount of attempted suicides, you know, and help them fix that. It's like, oh, here's what we learnt. This is what worked for men. Maybe we could apply it to women and change a few things and see how that works. And then they'll stop trying to kill themselves more than we do. Because from what I understand, women try to kill themselves more. Men are more successful. So it does prove that we are better at a lot of things. Shouldn't joke about that. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, barbershops. We need more men's spaces. What are some other men's spaces that you know of? I'd say like karate dojos. They're quite. There's women are allowed in there, of course. Oh, maybe it's not really a women's space. I suppose there's less women in like fighting sports. I think. Well, fighting sports are separated into genders. So if you're a boxer, you're not really going to square up against a woman. You might train with women, I guess. So I suppose fighting sports are more of a men's space because they could also be women's spaces. What are other? Let me know some men's spaces, guys. I'm not depressed. If anyone's worried about this, by the way, I'm completely, incredibly happy at the moment. So don't worry that I'm ranting about depression and suicide. I'm not fucking Marina Joycing here. I'm not secretly asking for help. I'm just saying, I think that men need more spaces. Women have monopoly on spaces. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh yeah, got an update. Okay. I spoke about this last podcast. Do you remember this was one of the questions, the model girl who struggled with anorexia. She thought her friend was, okay, short recap. Model girl from America. She struggled with bullying and getting cyberbullied and all this stuff. People called her fat and ugly, and then she had problems with anorexia. She ended up in hospital. She ended up recovering, blah, blah, blah. She never found out who did it. Then someone tells her that her friend did it. Her close friend that was the one who actually helped her through anorexia. Turns out she was the one who was bullying her. Or she thought that. Renee was her name. Renee has come through with an update. She actually confronted her friend to see if she really did it. So this is her email. Hello, Lewis. Thank you so much for helping me and answering my question. Before I get into what happened, I just wanted to say Arkansas is pronounced Arkansas. Oh, what the fuck? I knew Arkansas existed. I thought Arkansas and Arkansas were two different places. Fuck. I had no idea. Thank you very much, Renee, and everybody else who called me a retard since last week. Everybody just said, that's not how you say Arkansas, but they spelled it Arkansas. So it taught me nothing. This girl actually fucking spelled it Arkansas. Alright, Arkansas. So this bitch is from Arkansas, not Arkansas. Arkansas doesn't exist. Alright. On the money side of things, commercial modeling earns you around $700 to $800 per shoot. That's about 1,000 Australian dollars. And they usually give you free clothing. That's fucking sick. What are you, a millionaire? While a runway model at my level, i.e. completely unknown, I know how that feels, earns roughly $36,000 a year or $18,000 per season. Again, free clothes or shoes are usually part of the deal. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty good money for your level. Do you know what I mean? For an unknown person to be making. That's pretty sick, Renee. You should be very proud of that. The beauty pageants offer around $1,000 for winning Queen and $1,500 for winning Ultimate Grand Supreme. So I'm sorry, what does money have to do with this cunt who was bullying? Blah blah, money. Sponsors are like sugar daddies who don't want any sugar but will take all the credit for getting you to where you are. Also, it's important to remember that most models are picked because we actually look quite strange and or basic, like Gemma Ward, the Australian model with the big eyes and almost no mouth. Keep that in mind when looking at the photo I have attached. Oh, do you look like a freak, Renee? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, all right. So she said, okay, so update time. All right. We're here. We're at the point, guys. My friend, who will now be known as the bitch, and I used to go to a diner every week. I decided that was the perfect time to tell her. I did as you said and just came out with it. As in, I think you're the one who bullied me. Her face turned white and her eyes bulged. So she did it. You know, that's what I said. I said, come right out there and say it with no warning, and you'll be able to know by her reaction if she did it. If you come out, if you ever think someone's hiding a secret from you, just fucking say it out of nowhere. Don't even say, hey, so You know how you said that? That gives them time to plan. I need a neutral face. I need a neutral face. Don't fucking do that. Just say, hey, I think you were the one who were bullying me. I think you were the one who bullied me in anorexia. And then you'll be able to tell by their fucking reaction if they did it. All right? So that's what Renee did. That's so sick. That's so sick, Renee. Fucking sick bitch. All right. What happened? Her face turned white and her eyes bulged. Instead of saying, oh my God, no, of course not, she instead asked who had told me. Cunt! She fucking did it. All right, so we're caught. Dude, I love this shit. I fucking love this. This is why I do the podcast. Cunt's getting wrecked. I said that it didn't matter and asked if it was true. The bitch broke down crying and said something to the effect that I didn't know what it was like because I wasn't ugly. Oh, so she's ugly and she's fucking jealous that you're not. What a cunt. That's the problem. She kept babbling on about how I was Little Miss Perfect, etc., etc. I hate this woman. I fucking hate her. I sat there quietly watching her implode until she said that I should be thanking her because if I hadn't have been bullied, I wouldn't have become a model. Are you fucking kidding me? What a cunt. This girl's insane. This woman is insane. You're dealing with somebody. You know what? I knew it. As soon as I read this story, I knew that there's definitely something fucked there. That's what these people do, right? There's so many fucking people out there who like putting you in a horrible situation and then saving you from it. They love doing that shit. I reckon it's some kind of mental illness, man. It's not a healthy way to think. Like that woman that convinced this depressed dude dealing with mental issues to kill himself. And she ended up going, I think she went to jail for it, like she fucking should have. You know, that kind of stuff, really, when you really think about it, if someone makes your relationship with them really close and really personal and then starts using everything they know to fuck with your head and make you insecure and depressed and sad, that's assault, really. When you think about it, it fucking is. They find out all these secrets and you let them into your life and your mind and you tell them all of this shit. Oh, I'm insecure about my toes. And then they set up a fucking anonymous profile and be like, oh, your toes are ugly. And they say that forever. And then you chop your toes off. That's fucking assault. That's what real cyberbullying is. Not fucking, oh, I hate your video or your haircut's gay. That's not cyberbullying. This kind of inside your head abuse, that's what it is. And Renee's fucking confronted this cunt. All right, anyway, where are we? Yeah, she said, if I hadn't have been bullied, I wouldn't have become a model. So basically, this sociopathic bitch blamed me. I love how much you're just ripping her. This sociopathic, that's what she is, a sociopath behavior, man. She fucking abuses you and then she saves you. That's crazy shit. This sociopathic bitch blamed me for her decision to bully me into hospitalization. I said nothing until she stopped crying to actually breathe. Though at this point, I wouldn't have cared if she had asphyxiated. Do you like how I read that? Asphyxiated? That's pretty good at reading, mate. I then again followed your advice and calmly told her that if I had died during my time in hospital, that she would have known deep down she was the reason I was dead. Yeah, that's fucking true. No matter how much she convinces herself that she's the reason that you're successful, she fucking knows what she did. She's trying to, what she's doing. A lot of people do this when they do something horrible. And everybody's done some real horrible shit. I've done mean, terrible things to people and friends before. Everybody's done it. But the thing is, I realized that I did it, and then I'm like, I'm not going to do that again. Do you know what I mean? It's like when someone cheats on somebody and goes, oh, well, if you paid attention to me, I wouldn't have done it. It's like, no, you're a cunt. You cheated on someone, you're a cunt. All right? Doesn't matter how horrible they were to you in the relationship. You didn't have the decency to break up with them before you suck someone else's dick. You're an asshole. They might be an asshole too, but you need to admit what you did was asshole behavior. And if they can't admit it, then those are the kinds of people who just go around life hurting people and they don't give a fuck and they end up lonely. So at least you got a bit of solace in that, Renee. If this bitch can't accept responsibility for what she did, you know she's going to end up alone and very sad. I hate this woman so much that I keep ranting every time I read a sentence. You tell me one thing and I'm like, this is my philosophy on life because I hate this. All right. Where are we? Blah, blah. She would have known that she was the reason I was dead. I also couldn't take the high road fully. Nah, you gotta rip them a little bit. You gotta be a little bit of an asshole. So I told her she would always be the ugliest person in the room because no amount of makeup can hide that personality. And I left the diner and the tab. Yes, fucking boom. Just rip her with one. You want to see? I advocate, right? When someone else fucks you, I really advocate ending it amicably. Always take the high road. But just leave them with a little bit of cunt. Leave them with a little bit, right? Just so they know that they fucked up, but also whatever you tell them, right? So say someone, girl, say your boyfriend cheats on you, right? Don't flip out. Don't smash his stuff. Don't cut his jeans up. Just break up with him and say, look, I heard about Sarah. I think that was a horrible thing to do. I can't believe you betrayed my trust like that. And I'm ending the relationship. Goodbye. And then go, by the way, you've got a tiny dick. And just leave them with that thought reverberating in their mind forever. I've got a tiny dick. I've got a tiny dick. And it's going to stay with them forever. But at the same time, they won't be thinking, what a cunt. What a fucking asshole. Because you broke up with them so reasonably. They can't dismiss your little dick comment as psycho behavior. You know, if a girl came over to my house and started cutting up my clothes and killing my dogs and yelling that I've got a tiny dick, I'd be like, yeah, she's crazy. What a fucking psycho. I would disregard the dick comment. But if she came over and she was like, look, Lewis, what you did was really mean and I'm leaving you because I can't accept that kind of behavior. Also, you've got a tiny dick. I'd be like, wow, she's so reasonable. I must have a tiny penis. So what you did there, Renee, is you ended it amicably. You took the high road, but then you also left that thought that's going to stay there in the back of her head. I'm ugly. Forever. All right. I haven't spoken to her or of her since Monday. That's the best shit ever. Also, when you get into a fight with someone or you break up with them or you stop working with someone, you don't even speak their fucking name. Because it always gets back to them and then they will hear, oh, Lewis was talking shit about me. He's fucking bitter. I win. Just don't even speak their name. And it's much healthier for you, right? Okay, I haven't spoken to her or of her since Monday, and I blocked her on my phone. Perfect. And told my manager to never book me with her or mention her to me again. Great. That'll be really good for your mental health as well, because you're in the same field. Hearing her name will fuck with your head. I'm so happy that finally this bitch is out of my life, and I never have to revisit that painful time again. Yeah, fucking oath. Good on you, Renee. And then she said, thank you so much for helping me. I hope you make it to America. I would love to come and see a show. Love, Crystal. I called you fucking Renee the whole time. No. Okay, her name is Crystal Renee, so I'm kind of there, alright? I apologize, Crystal. You dumb cunt. You fucking idiot. Calls her Renee the whole time. What a dickhead. Love, Crystal Renee, who is happy, healthy, and over it. Well, that's lovely to hear, Crystal. I'm very happy. P.S. I wanted to attach a photo of me. Oh, yeah, because I spoke about... I was trying to figure out who Crystal was, because she said her name, but I couldn't find her online. So I was trying to figure out if she was fake, but she's not fake. She sent me a photo. Said, I wanted to attach a photo of me on the runway or something from my portfolio so that your listeners could know I'm real and not a catfish. Looking at you, commenter who spelled my name, blah, blah, blah. But my manager says it was entirely detrimental in case you posted it online. Just so you guys know, if you ever send me something, I'm not going to post it. Look, here's the thing. I might post what you send me. If you say, please don't post this or please keep me anonymous, I will never, ever post it, okay? Never, ever. Because I think that's a really important thing so that you guys trust me and so that you guys can fucking ask me questions honestly. I will never say your name if you don't want me to say it. I'll never post a photo if you send me one if you don't want me to post it. No matter what it's about, if it's in this podcast or if it's to my Facebook page or anything, if you ask me not to say anything, I fucking won't, all right? She said, I would have given you my Instagram, but I don't have social media for obvious reasons. Oh, that makes sense. Please, my manager will kill me if you share this photo. Yeah, don't worry about it, Crystal. All right, I haven't looked at the photo yet. So, where's the photo? Ah, you fucking idiot. Okay, let me find it. I didn't... Crystal. How do you spell Crystal? Oh, there it is. Okay, here's a photo. Click. Oh, she's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, you're beautiful, Crystal. Fuck this cunt, right? You're very pretty. Don't worry about what this asshole's saying. All right, I don't know. Should I describe her? All right. So Crystal, she sent me a photo. She's in the... Looks like she's in the makeup room, right? She's got blue dyed hair. She's got artsy fuck off model makeup on, all right? You know when they do those weirdo photo shoots for whatever reason. All right, she's got blue eyebrows and she's got fucking... I don't know, she's got... Like, she's pretty, all right? That's what I'm saying. She's pretty. She's got nice lips. She's got pretty eyes. She's got a cute nose, right? She's fucking gorgeous. Yeah, she's totally jealous, Crystal. Fuck that cunt, all right? Keep being a model, keep being beautiful, and make a whole bunch of money. And then you know what? When you're in the billboard, when you're on a billboard advertising, I don't know, MAC Cosmetics or I don't know. Basically, you're going to be on the cover of magazines destroying her self-esteem because she's going to look at it and go, I never did it. Because, you know, basically no matter how pretty this other model is, right? She has a toxic personality. And that shit never works in show business. I know this for a fact, right? All these people that have toxic personalities, the kinds of people who talk shit, the kinds of people who fuck people over, they never make it. They never do. I don't talk shit about anybody in my industry. I obviously talk shit in my content online, but it's never like in my circle. Do you know what I mean? And that's creating comedy. I don't seriously sit down with other people and go, oh, did you hear what Elliot Loney said? What a fucking loser. You know, I don't do that. Because that kind of stuff gets straight back. If I was talking shit about Elliot, it would go straight back to him. And then he would go, well, fuck, Lewis is a cunt. And then he would tell 30 people that I'm a cunt. All of a sudden, I've got this reputation that I'm a cunt. And no one wants to work with me. So you know what, Crystal, you've done the right thing. You've told your manager, hey, this girl was an absolute psycho cunt, and he's not going to book her around you. And that probably means that she's going to lose work because you're not the one that's difficult to work with. She is. I'm guessing you have the same manager or something. I don't know. But he's going to be thinking, well, fuck, this person is damaging my clients that I make money off, so I'm going to keep this person away from my clients, which means away from work. And she's not going to make any money. So you know what, Crystal? Fuck her, you're gorgeous, you're going to be on magazines, and she won't. She's a cunt. What else did I want to talk about? I gotta delete this email. It's a huge email. And yeah, you're from Arkansas, not Arkansas. All right, here's another thing I want to talk about. Can you cunts stop fucking diagnosing me with shit, all right? And that sounds like a weird request, but do you know how often I get an email? I don't think this happens to anybody else. Everybody who does YouTube or show business that I know, that I've told, has never fucking dealt with this before. I deal with it, okay? Every now and then I get a fucking email from a viewer or a fan, and I know it's with good intention, right? And they fucking diagnose me with some weird disease. Here's an example. I got this a couple days ago, right? Tanya sent this to me, a girl called Tanya. If you're listening, Tanya, I don't hate you, all right? I'm not even offended. I find it funny. Okay, maybe don't stop. Maybe this is good for my health because one of these days you'll get it right, okay? I got this email. Hello, Lewis. I am one of your viewers on YouTube. This is quite random, and my apologies if I am completely incorrect on this, but it has occurred to me that you appear to show a few symptoms of acromegaly. As this disorder is potentially deadly, I was just wondering if you knew about it and if you are in good health. You are such a talented comedian, and I only hope you are well. Thank you, Tanya. Ah, fuck. And you know what? Let's look up acromegaly. I haven't looked it up yet, okay? So, hey, you know what? We might find out that I actually have acro whatever the fuck. Okay? Acromegaly. And another, okay, while I'm looking this up, I'm trying to find what acromegaly is. Oh, I've got the Wikipedia page. While I'm looking this up, there was this guy for a long time. He emailed me out of nowhere and he goes, Lewis, I think you have Marfan syndrome. And he would comment it, Lewis, you've got Marfan syndrome. You need to get checked out. I think you have Marfan syndrome. Blah, 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 blah. And he was freaking me out. I'm like, what the fuck is Marfan syndrome? So I look it up. And Marfan syndrome is basically, it's like a disorder that makes you incredibly long, incredibly thin, and deformed. So this cunt is basically like, hey, Lewis, you're an ugly freak. And you know what the thing is about Marfan syndrome? It's just a syndrome you have, and it doesn't really do anything. You just have it. It just basically means you grew wrong and you're really fucking ugly. It's like telling a midget, right? Can you say that? A dwarf, a little person, whatever the fuck they want to be called, right? If you're a dwarf, you're a dwarf. It doesn't mean that you're gonna die. It's just one of those things that you have. Or if you were born with without a toe, it doesn't really affect your life. It doesn't mean you're different from anybody else. You're not going to die sooner because you got one less toe. You just have it. You know what I mean? It's one of those disorders. All right, let's look up what acromegaly is. Acromegaly, meaning mega big, large, is an extremely rare syndrome that results when the anterior pituitary gland produces excess growth hormone after puberty. Blah, blah, blah. The result is gigantism. A number of disorders can cause this. Okay, this is what the symptoms. It's hard to diagnose and frequently missed for years until changes in external features. It can result in severe disfigurement and facial complications. So basically, right, this bitch has emailed me and gone, hey, Lewis, you look like you have severe facial disfigurements. Facial aspect of a person with acromegaly. The cheekbones are pronounced. I suppose I do have pronounced cheekbones. The forehead bulges. I don't really have that. In the photo they're showing, they're like, he looks like a caveman with that forehead thing. I don't really have a pronounced forehead. The jaw is enlarged and facial lines prominent. Now, I don't have them. I got quite a small jaw. I got a big nose. Is there anything about noses? And, okay, here we go. We got the hands. Hands are really big and thick. My hands are really big, but they're definitely not thick. They're just long. And then they're showing the teeth. Their teeth are fucked. My teeth are pretty good. My teeth are perfect except for my two front teeth. They overlap. But my mum's overlap too in the same way. I want to get that fixed actually. I want to get those Invisalign braces and just get it straight. Because I swear, if my two front teeth didn't overlap, I'd have perfect teeth. Yeah, I'm looking at all the symptoms. I don't have any of this shit. Alright? Tanya, you just emailed me and go, hey, I think you're really tall and you've got a really fucked up face. So I reckon you got acromegaly. So thank you for your... I know she only means well, but fuck. Although, maybe I don't want you guys to stop doing this because I heard about this amazing story. I'm pretty sure it was Billy Connelly, right? He was doing a show, a stand-up show. I love Billy Connelly. Not so much his stand-up. I love his work ethic and his career. I get that with people where I don't like what they make, but I love how their business works. Because I think I got a real business head on me, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm always thinking of ways to get bigger, because that's how you really get successful. It's not about how good you are. Obviously, that matters a lot, but it's how well you can hustle behind the scenes and maximize your opportunities. That's how you really get big in any kind of industry, even if it's not creative. People think in creative industries having a business head makes you a sellout, or it doesn't matter, or it's fucking ruins the creative thing. No, it doesn't. It just makes sure having a business mind ensures that you can not only sing about how lonely you are, you can also pay the bills with it. Nothing better than making money off your passion. Artist, musician, whatever the fuck. If you really seriously think that money ruins creative spaces, you're fucking wrong, okay? It only enhances it. My Patreon made sure that I don't have to have a job, and you guys know, my shit has gotten better. My reviews are better, they're more professional, it looks better, it sounds better because I can fund gear upgrades, and I do it more frequently because I don't need a job. I don't have to go to work 8 hours a day and make somebody else's dream work. I can stay here and make content for you guys and make sure that I deliver, that I make your Patreon worth it. That's all I'm trying to do. If you're giving me $3 a month, I want to give you back $15 a month worth of fucking content. Some Netflix shit. I think that's more expensive than Netflix. But you get what I mean. You need to have a business head. And I like guys with what the fuck am I talking about? I went from acromegaly. Oh yeah, Billy Connelly. Okay, right. So, Billy Connelly, he did a show. I'm pretty sure it's Billy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But Billy Connelly, he does a show, a stand-up show. And afterwards, he's meeting with the crowd. And a guy who saw the show was there. And he was a doctor. And he goes, "Hey, Billy, don't take this the wrong way. But I'm a doctor and I specialize in this. And I think that you're showing early symptoms of multiple sclerosis." And Billy goes, "Oh, fuck. Well, how do I get tested?" The doctor tells him how to get tested. He goes and he fucking had it. Really, really early stages. And perfect time for him to catch it and realize that he had it. Because if that doctor wasn't there, he probably wouldn't have realized for another year, couple years, and he would have been fucked. But he's caught it early so he can fix it. I'm pretty sure it's Billy. I'm going to fact check myself. And if it's not Billy Connelly, I'm going to edit this out. Billy Connelly. Oh, no, it was Parkinson's. That's what it was. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't multiple sclerosis, it was Parkinson's. Yeah, here's the news article. Billy Connelly discovered his Parkinson's disease after a fan spotted his odd walk and told him to get tested. Oh, it was from Australia. Oh, sick. Shout out to the Australian dude who saved Billy Connelly's life. Blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Billy Connelly discovered he had Parkinson's disease after a chance encounter with an Australian fan who spotted him walking strangely, the comedian revealed. The 71. Holy fuck. That is so cool, man. The dude is 71. Actually, how long ago was this? 71. This was in 2014. So he's 73, and that guy is still telling dick jokes on stage. That is amazing. That's the dream, isn't it? See, that's the good thing about comedy is you can, as long as you can, you don't even need to walk. I've seen people in wheelchairs do comedy. You can, as long as you can speak, you can do it forever. Like, there's no 71-year-old sports stars, are there? Like, if you play rugby and that's your dream, you kind of have to accept that you're done after 30. Do you know what I mean? That's really sad to me. Because just because your body gets too old and it can't run as fast anymore, that doesn't mean that your brain doesn't still want to play rugby. That's really sad when I hear about sports people retiring, not because they want to, just because their body, it's not as good as the young people coming in. That really makes me sad, man, when I hear about AFL players retiring. Oh, well, I'm getting older and my body's not as good. And it's just depressing. I couldn't imagine, like, just getting up on stage one day and realizing, fuck, I'm too old. I can't do this anymore. I'm not as good as the young people. A lot of the time, comedians, we get better. The older we are, the better we get. Look at Louis C.K. What is he, 50? He's just getting better. Billy Connelly, 73, still doing stand-up. Who else? George Carlin. That guy was old as fuck, and he was still... That dude was like 60 and he hit his peak. He peaked at 60. That's amazing. Sorry, I'm sick. All right, anyway. Tasmanian doctor diagnosed him on the spot after seeing him walk through a hotel lobby. Okay, so he wasn't performing, but the man approached the comedian and told him to see a doctor right away as his gait suggested he was showing early signs of the illness. Wow. What an amazing guy. If he just saw him walking down the street, that must mean that this doctor just tells people. He'll see a guy walking down the street weird and go, hey man, you look like you got Parkinson's, you should get it checked out. See, that's fucking everyday hero shit, isn't it? This dude just telling people that they look like they might have a disease that could ruin their life. Because Parkinson's doesn't just kill you, it also ruins your life. Have you seen someone with like late Parkinson's? It's awful. Oh, what a horrible note to leave the podcast on. All right, I'll answer one question and then we'll wrap it up. I'm going a bit over. All right, we got this one here. Hey man, I'm a guy who is a couple of years out of high school, currently living in Melbourne. Just call me a gay cunt because that's how I feel right now. Alrighty, you fucking gay cunt. Currently, my passion is comedy, and after watching the podcast, how did you watch it, mate? Huh? With your fucking ears? I'm looking for, you gay cunt, I'm looking for how to improve my shitty predicament. 1, my jokes are bad and are lacking originality. 2, how do I get my YouTube channel exposure, and how do I start actually editing my videos decently? I have no clue what I'm doing. 3, my recently diagnosed depression I feel is holding me back as I have zero confidence in myself. I tried going to gym, but I'm too lazy to get around to it, and I feel my looks are just shit. I will add a photo below to show you. So what do you reckon I should do? Should I continue my career as a comedian even though my future looks bleak? Or should I keep trying even if I'm broke and a complete loser? Sincerely, gay cunt. Alright, I'll open the photo. This is the photo of him. He reckons he's ugly, so here's a photo. He sent me a link, so it's an Imager link. I'm just loading it. Fucking computers. Oh, it's not going to load, is it? Dude, he sent me a photo of me. Oh, that's funny. It's an ugly photo of me. You can't. You fucking got me. He didn't even send it as an attachment. He sent me a fucking link so that I had to load it. You fucking cunt. You just got pranked, cunt. Susan sends her regards. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Bro, natural comedian. You got me. That's funny. All right. All right, well, I'll answer your question, gay cunt, because you made me laugh. All right. 1, my jokes are bad and are lacking originality. That's normal because you just started, right? You're going to suck. You're going to be fucking awful. And no matter what you're doing, this is the problem, right? And I struggled with this when I started comedy and also when I started making rap music. The problem is the reason why, this goes for any creative thing, art, dancing, whatever, right? The problem is the reason why you started dancing or you started comedy is because you have a passion for dancing or a passion for comedy. So you enjoy the best shit ever and you want to emulate that. So when you start, you know what you want to sound like, you know how you want to dance, you know how funny you want to be, and you're just not. And that's crushing. That sucks. You have the taste of an expert, but none of the ability. And there's a huge gap between what you like and what you're actually doing. And that fucking sucks. But you need to realize everybody starts at that level. Everybody goes, oh, I want to be George Carlin. And then they go up and they fucking bomb for 5 minutes and they suck. And they're like, oh, I'm never going to be George Carlin. But the thing is, he started there as well. He would have looked at his heroes when he was growing up. I don't know who he would have grown up on. I don't know comedy that far back. And we're going, oh, I want to be this guy. And he got up and he sucked. Because that's how every skill starts, is what I'm saying. But man, you got to push past that and you got to realize everybody starts and when anybody starts anything, we all suck. And you have to push past that. You just got to keep getting up on stage. You got to keep eating a dick. And eventually you will learn how to write. This is what helps me, right, with writing. I did this morning. I like to go to a cafe, and it's cliche, right? The hipster in a cafe, it's very cliche. But, you know, there's a reason why it's a cliche and it's a stereotype, because it fucking works, right? I go to a cafe. I don't go with my laptop. I don't go with my phone. I go with my wallet to buy some food and a notepad and a pen. That's all I bring. No distractions at all. I go by myself and I sit down and I order some food and a coffee and I just write. And I've been doing that every morning. this week, and it fucking helps. I come up with one joke a day, and some of them suck, of course, and I'm like, it's not going to work, but I come up with one joke a day, and if I do that 365 days in a row, that's 365 jokes going for at least fucking 3 minutes. That's like 100 shows that I've written, and then I just got to cut all of the worst ones out, do only the best ones, and I've got an hour that was whittled down from 50 hours of material that I wrote, and it's going to be the best shit you've ever seen, because I'm writing my new show at the moment, and I'm struggling with the same shit that you are, which is, my jokes are lacking originality, because I don't want to do anything like my previous 2 shows. I want to do new shit. So I'll write something, I'll be like, it's too similar to the fucking wanking joke that I did in my first show. Or it's too similar to the hairdressing joke I did in my second show. So I'll throw it out. But that pushes you. What I'm finding is, because I'm throwing away so much material, and because I'm not doing any of my old jokes, a lot of comedians hold on to their old jokes. I throw it all in the bin, because I believe in myself that every time I do a show, every time I write a joke, I get a little bit better. So throwing away my old material is a good thing, because not only, right, does it force me to go deeper into my mind and deeper to find things that I want to talk about. That's how you find originality, by throwing out your old stuff. Your comfortable shit. It forces you to go, fuck, I need to go deeper into my mind and society and write about different things. And that's where you find originality. You go deeper into it, you go into more dangerous territory, and that's where you find it. So not only is it good for writing new original material, but it's also great for you guys, my audience, because every year you can comfortably come and see me once a year, and you know you're going to see new material, you're going to see a better show, and you're going to see my career grow. That's the coolest fucking thing for me as a fan, seeing the people that I like grow. Like, I saw G-Eazy in concert. I saw his first Australian show. He was in like a 400-seater. And then I saw him the next year with his new show. He was 1,000. That was fucking sick. I was like, yes, he's winning. I love seeing people progress. And Cursor's a big one for me as well. And fuck you if you don't like Aussie rap, that's fine. Just listen to the business aspect of it, right? His first show was probably for 200 people. He didn't sell it out. His second show was for 500. It was fucking packed. It was sold out. His third one, 1,000. His fourth one, 1,000, but the tickets were twice as expensive. And it was in a better venue. And it was a better show. And that's the coolest thing for me, is watching an artist progress that I'm a fan of. So I try and deliver that for you guys. So if your jokes suck and they're lacking originality, too bad. Keep going, keep writing new ones, keep getting on stage, keep eating a dick, because you will progress from doing that. Don't chase your tail. If something's not working, don't keep doing it. Try something new, write some new shit. This turned into a really long answer. 2, how do I get my YouTube channel exposure, and how do I start actually editing my videos decently? I have no clue what I'm doing. Video editing I struggled with a lot, and I'm still not very good at it. You'll notice a lot of my tricks are the same that I do, because they're the ones that I know. And I think I get away with my lack of editing prowess by, I think that I speak a lot better than most people on YouTube. I can do longer takes than anybody that I watch. I think that I have a better on-screen presence than a lot of YouTubers out there, and I think that, however, most YouTubers are better at editing than me. So I understand my strengths and my weaknesses. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody. Like, I'm not a better overall YouTuber. I'm saying that I do know that I'm better at this than a lot of people, and I suck at this more than a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be an arrogant cunt. But with editing, I'm not too good at it. But what I found is, just learn it in chunks. Don't just dive in and go, I'm going to become an expert in Final Cut, and I'm going to spend a month learning everything there is to know about Final Cut, because that's a month that could be better spent making videos, right? What I do is, when I make a video, I will write in an editing trick If I have an idea, for example, this is something that I do a lot now, is cloning, where I have two of myself on frame. I had no idea how to do that. It's kind of complex to do. It's not super complex, but it's difficult to do. And I just had this video where I'd be like, the perfect joke is to have two of me on screen doing this. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, it needs to happen. So I just fucking wrote it in the script, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And then I just looked up how to clone self, blah, blah, blah. And I watched a few tutorials, and I did it. I learned it. So learn it in chunks. Don't learn everything about it. Just go, oh, fuck, I want to figure out how to turn the screen psychedelic. And then you write it in, you film it, and then you figure out how to edit it. Just that thing. And then all of a sudden, now you know how to go psychedelic in all of your videos. It's just in your mind. So now I know that I can clone myself in any video that I want because I have that knowledge, and it's something that I do often. And then, down the road, I'll want to learn another thing, right? Maybe I want to do a fucking smoke weed every day montage or whatever. I'll learn how to do that shit. But right now I have no desire to, so I don't focus on learning it. Do it in chunks as you need it. That's what helped me. And then you don't have to put your content on hold to learn something. You know what I mean? And in regards to getting YouTube exposure, consistency over quality is something that I kind of live by. And by that, I don't mean put shit content out. By that, I mean, if you have to sacrifice a little bit of quality to be more regular, that matters more, right? So instead of getting 5 friends in a room together and spending 8 hours filming it and spending 2 weeks, like you got to wait 2 weeks until everybody's free, why don't you just dress up in different costumes and do all 8 characters yourself in 2 hours on one day and get it out that week? Because you can do that. People on YouTube, man, they're used to low budget shit. They don't mind it at all. So if you can cut out a lot of the professional stuff that takes days to film, it doesn't matter. You don't need that shit. Unless, of course, that's what you're going for. If you want to make a professional YouTube channel and that's your thing, then fucking oath, do that. But if you're just a guy like me, for example, watch my first review, right? My first review, every take was in a different room. That took me 8 hours to film. And that was cool, but it wasn't necessary, you know? And it's not realistic for me to do that in every video because it takes so long for me to do. And if I was doing that with every video, there's no way I could be weekly. So now I just film it in one spot with one camera angle, and I do little skits that I film in different rooms. But every one of the main takes is just in my one room. And that way I can focus on making that one place where I film the best space possible. And it looks sick and it sounds sick now. Instead of doing that in every room in my house, it saves me time and money, and it looks more professional. So stay regular because that's what the internet likes. They like expecting something once a week or once a month or whatever your thing is. Just stick to that. That's really helped me. And with exposure, collabs work really well. If you're like for example, if you're a nobody, I wouldn't collab with you. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not worth my time. You get a lot out of it than I do. Try and collab with people that are at your level. You know, I'm not hitting up people with 4 million subscribers to collab with me because I know that's a waste of their time. They don't get anything out of that. I'm the only person who stands to benefit from that, you know? So collab with people that are your size. And then you will both benefit from it. And if you do it often enough, you'll start sharing fans. Me and Elliot Loney, we do this a lot. We're pretty much exactly the same size. I'm bigger than him on YouTube. He's bigger than me on Facebook. And that way, when we collab, he gets bigger on YouTube. I get bigger on Facebook. Mutually beneficial. And just post it everywhere. Reddit, Twitter, use hashtags. Don't be ashamed about following trends, especially on YouTube. Right? So an example would be the Marina Joyce shit. I'm pretty bad at following trends. I'm usually late. But when I am on point and on time, it really makes a difference. No matter what size you are. Right? If you were the first dude to make a video about... Imagine the first video about Marina Joyce. Oh my god, she's acting weird. That would be on 1 million views, I guarantee you. The first guy to make a video about it, he'd have 1 million views. Yeah, so just stay on trends, share your shit everywhere, and collab with people. That really helps with exposure, and stay regular is the most important thing. 3, my recently diagnosed depression I feel is holding me back as I have zero confidence in myself. I tried going to the gym, but I'm too lazy to get around it, and I think I'm ugly. I'm going to assume the ugly bit is real, even though you added a photo of me. Look, man, gym, too lazy to do it. That's no excuse. That's I got to be honest, man. That's a pathetic excuse. You're too lazy, right? That you have the time. If you're too lazy to do something, that means that you have the time to do fucking nothing instead of going to the gym. It's no excuse. And going to the gym, right? The first 2 weeks kind of sucks because you need to force yourself to do it. But if you can go 3 times a week for 3 weeks, all of a sudden it's a habit and you will enjoy it. So just get that habit going. There are lots of videos online about motivation to go to the gym and how to keep gym regular. I recommend watching them, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you going, I go to gym no matter what. Unless I'm sick or someone dies, I go to the fucking gym. And you just got to force yourself to do it. Fat cunt, skinny cunt, athletic person, whatever. You go to the gym when you go to the gym. There's no real excuse. You just got to do it. I don't have too much sympathy for people who are like, oh, I'm too lazy. You just got to do it, man. I don't mean to sound like a cunt, but you just got to do it. And you know what? Going to gym will fucking help you so much with your depression and your confidence. It's crazy. I struggled with that heaps in high school, and going to the gym and following my passion completely knocked that shit out of me. I am so unbelievably happy and content with my life and where I'm going. I'm not content to stay here. If I stayed here at this level of success for, forever, I would become depressed. But as long as I'm working and progressing, going to the gym and achieving my dreams, essentially, I'm really fucking happy. And if you can do that, man, that'll knock that depression right out of you, bro. And on that note, I'm going to end the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to support what I'm doing, please consider jumping on my Patreon, chucking me a couple of dollars a month. I really appreciate everybody who jumped on this month. Yeah, that's the reason why I bought a wireless microphone. I think if my Patreon increases a little bit, I'm going to buy another podcasting microphone for 4 guests. Right now, we huddle around one like it's some kind of fucking bong. And it's not the best, but yeah, I'll get another microphone when Patreon jumps up. Also, side note, on ads on the podcast, every single person who gave me feedback on it said that it's fine and go ahead and do ads. So I'm going to do ads. Probably not for a couple of weeks. I got to figure all that shit out. But at the moment, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to put ads on the podcast. I'm not going to do any ads unless they're read by me and I can make them funny. And if it pisses off advertisements and I lose advertisers off it, I don't give a fuck. I will not do ads that are not funny. Okay? So don't worry. It's not going to ruin the podcast. And if you have a really strong reaction against ads, if you really don't want ads, let me know, because nobody has. So I'm going to do them because all of the feedback was positive. So thank you very much for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Support me on Patreon. Rate me on iTunes. Have a shit one.